When this life is o'er, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Oh, I'll fly away, oh Lord. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life have grown, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars have flown, I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life have grown, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars have flown, I'll fly away, oh Lord. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, Lord. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Oh, how glad and happy when we meet. I'll fly away. No more cold iron shackles on my feet. Oh, I'll fly away. Sing that again. Oh, how glad and happy when we met. Oh, I'll fly away. No more cold iron shackles on my feet. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. Oh glory. I'll fly away, oh Lord. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. Sing that once more. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'd like to sing one final song, and the lyrics of this song really spoke to me when I was with my mother the night before she passed away, and I was able to go there the previous night and able to sit beside her and just sing a few songs to her. And the lyrics of this song really comforted me. It was also one of my mom's favorite songs. She really liked Jim Reeves and his voice, basically, because it had a really bassy voice, and she liked bassy voices. And she liked a lot of his songs, which is why I also sang I'll Fly Away. This song is this world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. The treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. The treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. I have a loving mother just up in glory land, and I don't expect to stop until I shake her hand. She's waiting now for me in heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. I have a loving mother just up in glory land. She's waiting now until I shake her hand. She's waiting now for me in heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If heaven's not my home, then Lord, what will I do? The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. This world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. My treasures are laid up somewhere beyond the blue. The angels beckon me from heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. And I can't feel at home in this world anymore. And I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Very warm greeting to everyone present here and watching this over the YouTube live. I didn't really want to take a lot of time as I felt the lyrics of every song that I would sing would do the talking for itself. Papa said that we should let out whatever is in our hearts, and it would in turn comfort us. I don't know how much of that will work, but I think I'll give it a shot. A few words on behalf of my sister and me. A lot of people have spoken over the past couple of days. They've spoken many great things about her. I'm thankful and grateful about how highly these esteemed people regard my mother. Gloria was saying that if my mom was hearing what everyone had to say about her, she would be jumping about and bragging about it the whole day. I'd like to say a few things about my mother as well, about what she meant to me as a person I respected and a person I looked up to. Whatever I'm saying wouldn't be conventionally what everyone would be saying, but this is just my way of expressing what she meant to me. I would like to say a few examples. When I sat down to write this, a couple of memories that came into my head, and I quickly just noted it down, and I just wanted to explain it. There are tons of things that I want to tell about her, but I'll satisfy myself with these couple of things. My birthdays were never the fanciest, and I never expected much out of it either. It was always on vacation, and my mom used to make me a few items every birthday. Semia paisam, fried rice and chili chicken. These are the fixed menu items for my birthday, and minus a couple of items here and there. Every birthday one or the other item would be present. This is not a really big thing. This is not a very incredible thing. This is what any mom would do for their kid, like any mom would cook what they need to do for their kid. What's really incredible is that she did this for my last birthday too, and that's the 26th of December 2019. I believe it was a day after her chemo, or if it was a fluid take, I don't know, but a day after. She's still recovering, it takes 2 days to get back on her feet, walk around, and I can't really tell her, like, calm down, don't do it. I never stop her from doing anything, by the way. I let her do whatever she wants. If she wants to cook, she can cook. If she wants to jump around, she can jump around. And she actually got up and she made fried rice, minus chili chicken. She made the fried rice, and she also made the semia paisam, which I had with a very, very heavy heart. But I'm really glad that she cooked that for me that day, because now it's like a memory which is stuck in my head. That's how strong. This should explain how strong she was as a woman and how much she cared about us and my dad, in spite of what she was going through. Another instance from my childhood to explain another side of the story. This is when I was a really small kid. I think I was still in primary school, and we were back in Kolkata, and we were initially just new in Kolkata, and Gloria was still a kid and mom used to carry her. We got lost in the Kolkata Behala market. Just got lost. I got lost. Mom was picking out vegetables, and my hand just slipped out and I got lost. And I am running around looking for my mother. I am just 3, 4, 5 years old. I don't remember clearly. Papa's not at home. She's calling Papa, trying to find out. At that time we didn't have mobile phones, so she had to go home through the landline. She had to call Papa. So I found a stranger. At that time, our parents used to make us learn the addresses by heart. So I knew the address, so I told the address, and this particular stranger took me back to my house. What I want to say is, once I reached home, Mom was on the call with Papa, and she was crying. I think she slapped me that day for getting lost. I don't know how that was my fault, but she slapped me that day for getting lost. And the truth be told, I didn't feel bad about being slapped that day. I still remember being sad about her crying, and that was the first time I actually remember her crying. This small example should tell you how painful it was for all of us to see what she went through these past couple of years. Got lost, just coming back. Just to summarize what I'm trying to say is, there was a lot of pain and difficulty for all of us in the family, which I won't deny, you know. Although many may not speak it out loud, it was a lot of pain, and it was a lot of difficulty. But I believe that God had a plan. I believe that, and my sister believed that, and my dad believed that. She fought through over 2 years, when the doctors gave her 6 months. And truth be told, neither my sister, me, my dad, we never doubted it that she would fight on. A lot of people gave up hope, but we knew in our hearts that, you know, she would fight on. I'm also very thankful that God called her to the heavenly abode before she went through more pain. Another song, lyrics I have noted it down. Across the bridge, there's no more sorrow. Across the bridge, there's no more pain. The sun will shine across the river, and you will never be unhappy again. She was an inspiration. Watching her and growing up next to her made me who I am. She was a very joyous, she was a very lively soul, and I kind of quoted it here. My mother was a pure and a very innocent soul. She had the incredible ability to light up a place with just her laughter and words. And that's a very rare ability that very few people have. And seeing her cry, seeing such a person cry would put any person in a bad spot. Finally, I would like to end on a lighter note, and it's obvious that, you know, whatever singing I did here today and whatever I was able to do came from her side because she was an incredible singer, and in her genre she was, I would say, my favorite. And a lot of you already know that, but if you didn't, you should go check her songs out. And when I was a kid, and she used to make me go for all these church competitions and things like that, and she used to ask me to go higher. And this is a time where I didn't know what chords were, I didn't know what scales were, I didn't know what pitch was, and she used to keep asking me to, you know, sing higher, sing a higher scale, keep singing higher, and I would do that. And later on, when I grew up, I understood that one should only sing in the scale that he or she is comfortable with, and it suits the song. But I feel like she would still argue with me on this particular topic. She was the person I ran to for a lot of things, I would say, just not from this, but whenever I had to learn a Malayalam song, or whenever I had to know the pronunciation of a song, or how to end that particular note in the end, how to pen that note in the end, how the particulars were. She was very, very meticulous with her singing and her notes. And she was, until I would say the last day that she could sing. I'm gonna miss her, obviously. I don't have anyone to call for cooking recipes and anything of that sort, and I know my sister is gonna miss her too, because my sister, she wakes up and my mom's there, she sleeps and my mom's there. She was like, my sister and my mom were really close friends. And I think a mother-daughter relationship, a lot of you mothers and daughters would understand. They used to have their fights and things. Mom never used to cry in front of any of us. This was the person that my mom used to vent out to. My mom used to cry to. My mom used to say how what she was going through. She never used to tell us. How much ever we tell her, how are you feeling or things like that, she doesn't tell me, because she doesn't want to worry me, because I'm in another city. This is the person that she used to, everything. And I know my sister will miss her, and her absence will be felt the most for my dad and my sister. And I believe that there's a reason that God has put Gloria through this particular experience. There is a reason, and I believe that this will make her stronger in many ways, mentally, spiritually. And I look forward to what my sister will become. I think my mother was a substitute for a lot of things. Whenever I needed anything from Papa, some money, when I'm out of money or anything, I call my mom and I'm like, Mommy, paisa de do. And I think my sister is gonna take up that place and talk to Dad through me. So yeah, we definitely miss her, but I feel we can move along and we can do very well. I'll just quote the song I just sang a while ago, and I'll end this. I have a loving mother just up in glory land, and I don't expect to stop until I shake her hand. She's waiting now for me in heaven's open door, and I can't feel at home in this world anymore. Thank you.